Welcome to another episode of Breathe More. Today, we're going to talk about the nervous system and how our nervous system plays a key role in how you experience life. When your nervous system is dysregulated, it is going to hold you back from creating the life that you desire. And this is something that I see in folks over and over and over again. And that's a big mission of mine, to help people start to become aware of when they become dysregulated and learn how to create safety so that they can have a different response to whatever is happening in their life. The nervous system is a complex network of cells and tissues that are communicating and connected with our body. It includes our brain, our spinal cord, and it is responsible for processing and interpreting information and generating responses. It consists of nerves that travel throughout our whole body, and that's sending signals to different organs, to muscles, to sensory receptors to alert on whether you are safe or you're in danger right now. So it is what has kept you alive. However, it is also something that if we experienced a lot of trauma when we were younger, and it doesn't have to be trauma where it's really big abuse or abandonment. It can be trauma like a moment in your life where maybe you felt ignored or you didn't feel heard or you were shut down, and that will also leave an imprint in you. So when your nervous is dysregulated, it can have a huge impact in your life. And I see this in my clients when they start working with me. And I see this in folks who want to work with me, who want to sign up for the programs, but then their dysregulated nervous system has them ghosting me or maybe clicking on the application but not finishing it. They go into hiding. They go into coming up with all these stories on why right now isn't the right time. So on a physical level, when your nervous system is dysregulated, you might have digestive issues. That is something that I definitely struggle with. Your sleep might be affected. You might have an elevated heart rate, increased blood pressure. Also, your immune system might feel or be weakened because of this dysregulation. It can contribute to chronic pain or illnesses. And mentally and emotionally, when your nervous system is dysregulated, that can cause mood swings, anxiety. It can be hard to concentrate. Your whole response system is basically on high alert. And so it's hard to distinguish between what's really dangerous for you and what's your nervous system just trying to protect you. So in your day-to-day, what this might look like is you might struggle with self-doubt. There might be a lot of resistance or setbacks. The dysregulation might have you remain in that toxic job, remain in that toxic relationship. It might affect you financially. You might be struggling to pay your rent, to get ahead, to not be in debt constantly. Your dysregulated nervous system might have you say things like, I'll do that next year, or that's not going to work for me. I can't afford that. These are very common roadblocks that one might experience when our nervous system is dysregulated. And I got tired of seeing people go through this because I can see their potential. They share with me their dreams. It broke my heart to see people being held back by their trauma responses, not taking the action that they desperately want, not following their heart, their dreams, listening to it, to their intuition, seeing them sabotage, avoiding things, just staying in the same trauma cycle because that's what their nervous system views as safety. And so that's why I created my Dream Bigger Mastermind. This is not a program where it's just about setting goals and manifesting and being in an amazing community. In everything that I do, we do deep healing. And so when you join the Dream Bigger Mastermind, you will share with us what are your goals, and then I will help you start to identify what emotions, thoughts is your nervous system having you feel and think about that are creating those roadblocks? I have had people in my mastermind who have said things like, I don't like physical touch. I'm not a sexual person. I'm someone who has a hard time meeting another person. And when we do the work, we start to identify that is not true. It is just their nervous system feeling unsafe. So we have to do some healing work to get them in a place where they feel safer, where their body isn't contracting, where their mind isn't going into a tunnel vision, and helping them feel in a safe, relaxed, trusting place where they can allow that intimacy, where they can allow themselves to be vulnerable. And let me tell you, folks, this works because once we address this, once we start doing the deep healing and reprogramming and doing the inner child work and giving my clients the homework and tools to help them now in their day-to-day become aware of when they're getting activated, learn tools to how to self-regulate, create those pauses, and take a different action so that they can have different results. This works. And I want this for you as well. If you're in a place where listening to this, you're starting to acknowledge, oh, I think I am dysregulated. Oh, I do suffer from anxiety. Oh, my stomach is always hurting. I'm having a hard time sleeping. I'm finding myself avoiding. I find myself in the constant cycles. And maybe it's not just within your life. Perhaps there are generational, ancestral traumas that are being repeated in your life, in your family lineage. Is there a repetition of single moms? Is there a repetition of infidelity? Is there a repetition of poverty? That's all really important information. And the beautiful thing is that you have the power to break that cycle and to create a different reality for yourself. So, how do you do that? How does one regulate your nervous system? Well, I love breath work. This is why I fell in love with breath work, because it's a powerful and simple tool of actively breathing to enter into a state of sympathetic where my nervous system feels safe and relaxed. And when I'm in that state, or when all of you, my clients, are in that state, your brain processes and receives information differently. So it's common to have people that do my breath work and who work with me while we're doing this active breathing meditation, for them to have creative inspiration, for them to solve a problem that they haven't been able to figure out for a while, where they're able to see things differently, where they're able to allow themselves to dream and to visualize a different reality for themselves. We anchor in safety into that visual. And then once we come out of the meditation, then we start to get practical and create an action plan. And we're always fine-tuning so that you're noticing when you're reaching your limit and you're starting to be outside of your comfort zone, and maybe you're wanting to go back to that contraction. Again, you're able to create that pause and acknowledge and comfort whichever part of you is feeling unsafe at that moment, regulate your nervous system, and then take the action. Another way to regulate your nervous system is through movement. Physical exercise. We all know that it's great for us, but again, our mind might come up with a million excuses on why we don't have time to do it. But movement can be as simple as just putting on a song and dancing to it. That's going to change your frequency, your energy. It's going to help soothe you. It can be just walking around your neighborhood and being present with whatever nature is in your space, whether it be the sound of the birds, trees, the flowers, being present in this moment and just seeing the beautiful abundance and safety in nature. Lately, I've been hiking. Oh my gosh, every single day. It has been so healing. It has been how I've been regulating my nervous system. I've even included breath work while I'm hiking, or creating a pause and like laying on a rock and doing the active breathing. Oh, I love it so much. And I'm making a commitment to myself to continue doing this on a frequent basis. Another thing that I find for me personally, and I see it in my clients too, as a way to regulate your nervous system, is if you have pets, animals around you, it just calms you down. Animals are beautiful healers, and they mirror back to us as well how we're feeling. I have so many folks who do breath work with their pets, and it's amazing just to see them also relaxing once you relax. So that's something, whether it's like physically petting them or bringing this soothing sensation into your body. Or lately, I've been around a cat. I'm pet sitting right now for my friend. And the purring sound that she makes is so soothing. It's actually a way that they are regulating their nervous system, that humming, that purring sound. And that's something that you can do for yourself. So you can do toning sounds, you can hum, you can sing. That's going to stimulate the vagus nerve and help your nervous system go into the rest and relax state. You can also do some mindfulness activities. So whether it's journaling or doing things that just bring you joy, maybe it's coloring. Adult coloring books are a big thing. And so maybe that brings you some sense of peace. I know for me as well, gardening and having my hands on the earth is really grounding and regulating. Cooking, listening to music, interacting with certain friends whose energy is just always relaxed. Start to make a list of things that feel nourishing, that relax you, that bring you back to this place of safety. Those are all things that are going to help you regulate your nervous system. Regulating your nervous system and healing is a very personalized experience. And that's my approach when I work with folks. So even in my group program, like the Dream Bigger Mastermind, I intentionally keep the groups small so that you have one-on-one time to share with us what's going on in your life so that you're able to get customized approaches, solutions, suggestions on how to navigate your current challenge, obstacle. And also, you get private sessions with me with the Dream Bigger Mastermind so that you and I were able to dive deeper into regulating your nervous system, into healing from generational trauma, into creating a new baseline of what safety is for you. Another example from a previous mastermind client where we had to create a new baseline of safety for her to manifest a partner is we had to identify all of the ways that she was sabotaging. Her nervous system had decided that a chaotic relationship where she was ghosted, where she was disrespected, that was what she witnessed as a child of what a partnership is, what love is. And so throughout her years of dating and being in a relationship, that's what she was playing out unconsciously, her nervous system and her brain. That was being brought into her life. But she was in a place where she no longer wanted that. She wanted a healthy relationship, one where there's trust, encouragement, support, and still the passion. But there's just this different interaction that's going to allow her to have a long-lasting relationship. And so the work that she and I did one-on-one is identifying, oh, that's your 20-year-old self going on dates right now instead of current you, instead of 40-year-old you. And so let's start to give her a different framework. Let's start to increase your nervous system's capacity to feel safe in being treated well and being vulnerable and not automatically reject that because she manifested that into her life. But then her nervous system was telling her, no, this guy is boring, or I'm not attracted to him. And so once we helped her get to a new place in her nervous system, she was able to receive this beautiful, healthy love. And they're still going strong. They're making plans for the future. So this is a specific example of how a dysregulated nervous system was sabotaging her goal. But once we identified it, we did healing work, we created a new anchor of safety, she was able to receive her dream of being in a healthy, loving, respectful relationship. So if you're in a place where you're ready to go on a journey of deep healing, of being the cycle breaker, of healing from generational trauma, from switching and no longer being in a place of just surviving, but being in a place of thriving and feeling safe in that, I invite you to join the Dream Bigger Mastermind. This is basically like the last day that you can apply because we're starting on Wednesday, this Wednesday, October, what is it? The 25th? Yes. We have 2 groups going. October Wednesdays, we'll be meeting 3 to 4:30 p.m. Pacific time, or Thursday evening, 6 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. Pacific time are the 2 groups you can choose from. And we're starting this week. So I invite you to recognize that your nervous system is telling you, let's just wait until next year. First, we got to save for it. Or I don't think it's going to work for me. Notice those thoughts, those emotions. Do some of the exercises that we talked about to regulate your nervous system, the movement, the mindfulness, being out in nature, dancing, humming, singing, even hugging yourself and rocking side to side, interacting with your pets. Go to a more relaxed state and then make the decision. This is coming from a place of power, clarity, as opposed to making a decision based on fear and lack of safety. And let's do a little exercise where I'm going to invite you to repeat this statement and feel in your nervous system if it rejects it, if there's some excitement around it, or if it's a hard yes. I truly believe it. So say to yourself, I am co-creating a beautiful and abundant present and future life. I am co-creating a beautiful and abundant present and future life. How does that land in your body? For me, it feels like a warm blanket. It feels expansive and yummy. And I'm excited to continue to create that for myself. And I want to help you do the same. Thank you so much for listening today. Let's go out there and regulate our nervous systems and continue our healing journey. Always here rooting for you, and I believe in you. And I know that change is possible. Thank you for listening. We'll be in touch soon.